Hey everyone, I'm Danielle Bean, and I am excited and honored to be one of the featured speakers at this year's Marriage Enrichment Conference put on by the St. John Paul II Foundation called Together in Holiness. It's happening May 6th in Houston, Texas at St. Cecilia's Church. I am an editor and an author and a speaker. I am publisher of Catholic Digest. I'm also co-host of The Gist, which is a weekly women's television show on Catholic TV out of Boston. But more importantly than that, I'm a wife and I'm a mom of 8 kids. And what we're going to be talking about at this conference are things to enrich your marriage and your family life and building up your family as a school of virtue. Along those lines, part of what I'm going to be sharing about at the conference is teaching our children to pray. Now, this is such an important topic, and for many of us, I think it's a daunting topic. We feel like it's an overwhelming task sometimes to be the ones who teach our children to pray, to be the ones who facilitate our children's relationship with their Creator. It's so important, and we feel that pressure of that responsibility. But I like to remind you that it is also a privilege to be able to teach your children to pray. It's a privilege to be in that role and to be a facilitator. I think when we feel overwhelmed sometimes, it's because we think it's all on us. We think that daunting task of teaching our children how to have a relationship with God and how to communicate with God and pray and talk to God, make Him an everyday part of their lives, how to build that foundation of faith in our children. Sometimes we lie awake at night because we think it's all on us, but that's not true at all. I want to remind you that the Holy Spirit's got this and that we're meant to be facilitators and helpers and encouragers in our children's relationship with God. God so very much wants an intimate, personal, loving relationship with each of our children. And He loves them more than we could ever know. He loves them more than we do. So trust in that love. Trust in that love as you're going about setting a good example for your children of prayer. And now, practically speaking, I think it's important when you're deciding how to teach your children to pray to remember the good example that you're meant to set. And I think a great way for parents to do that is to make prayer a part of your everyday routine. Attach it to part of your routine, whether it's at meal times, bedtimes, waking up. Children respond readily to the idea of routines at whatever age. And so by attaching prayer to these milestone moments in your day, perhaps when you're waking up, offering a morning offering and encouraging your children to join you in that. Definitely praying at meal times, perhaps even adding to that meals at grace by, reading from the Psalms or something like that at dinner time. It's a beautiful way to teach our children through that example how to pray and how to have that everyday relationship with God that every one of us is meant to be, that every one of us is called to find our fulfillment in that relationship with our Creator. So set that example for your children by attaching prayer to everyday routines and begin where you are. Don't be discouraged. The Holy Spirit's got this. I'm looking forward to sharing more ideas like these with you at the Together in Holiness Marriage Enrichment Conference put on by the St. John Paul II Foundation in Houston, Texas on May 6th. I can't wait to see you there.